Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert, covering a new woke alert. Woke alert for Best Buy, Activision, Target, Nordstrom, and Home Depot. These are woke companies. We will get into it in detail. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. Coming from Zero Hedge, Consumer Watchdog lists 5 woke companies to avoid during holiday buying. If you want to boycott woke companies, these are 5 companies you would want to stay away from. Consumers Research issued a woke alert on Tuesday warning Americans not to buy from 5 prominent businesses in the country this holiday season. The Consumer Watchdog listed Best Buy, Activision, Target, Nordstrom, and Home Depot as the firms to avoid while shopping. Quote, "These 5 companies went woke and now they're vying for your business on Black Friday and Cyber Monday and, of course, throughout the holidays. Keep these companies' woke antics in mind when you're shopping for deals," Consumer Research said. It advised people to tell these companies to stop their woke ways. From Best Buy, electronics retailer Best Buy committed to fill out one of 3 new non-hourly corporate positions with Black, Indigenous, and people of color employees by 2025. The company also intends to fill 1 out of 3 new non-hourly field roles with women by this time and provide $44 million in college preparation and career opportunities to BIPOC students only. In August, O'Keefe Media Group revealed that one of Best Buy's management training programs was discriminating against white applicants. A qualification criteria for joining the program was that the candidate should identify as Black, Latino, Hispanic, Asian, or Pacific Islander. White people need not apply for the program. They will not accept them. The revelation was met with calls to boycott the company. Quote, "It's time to budlight Best Buy," Kingsley Wilson of Washington, D.C.'s Young Republican said in an August 9th Twitter post. The public backlash prompted Best Buy to temporarily move its profile on Twitter to private, per Consumer Research. The CEO did the same thing. From Activision, video game publisher Activision faced a federal civil rights complaint from America First Legal for its illegal, racist, sexist, and discriminatory hiring practices, according to an August 15th post by the advocacy group. AFL is a great organization started by Stephen Miller, former Trump advisor, and they file lawsuits as well as complaints with the federal government to deal with inappropriate and racist hiring practices. Activision is only one of the companies they filed a complaint against. They have a series of cases and a series of complaints, and I've done a number of stories on these guys, and I'm really happy to be making people aware of America First Legal. People are fighting back, and as you'll see from other videos I do, they are making a difference. Coming from Bloomberg, corporate America is rethinking diversity hiring. Some companies change diversity programs under legal attack. This is because of America First Legal, as well as Edward Blum's organization. And Edward Blum is the lawyer who successfully got the Supreme Court to get rid of affirmative action in college applications. These are things that are really happening. They are very positive, and it's great to be aware of them. In 2021, Activision mandated that the company raise the number of women and non-binary employees in the firm by 50% in 5 years, said the watchdog. To achieve this, Activision created scholarships only for women, non-binary, and gender-fluid individuals. The company's network groups aimed at helping employees advance in their careers are only open to, quote, Asian and Pacific Islanders, Black, Latinx, LGBT, SWANA, which is Southwest Asian and North African, and women, according to America First Legal. Those who are white, straight, or men are not given the same opportunities as their peers to network and advance their careers at Activision. The company embedded diversity, equity, and inclusion leaders with their businesses and also into their games, according to America First Legal. Activision developed a tool called Diversity Space Tool, which measured video game characters' based on their culture, sexual orientation, gender identity, body type, ability, age, and ethnicity. Quote, it's unbelievable that in 2023, some 60 or so years after the civil rights movement, major corporations would obsess over the race and sex of the employees in their workforces, according to Gene Hamilton, AFL Vice President, another fighter at America First Legal. Over to Target. Target faced backlash after promoting LGBT pride products in May, some of them targeting children. Consumers immediately called for a brand boycott, prompting the company to withdraw the LGBT-themed children's products from all U.S. stores and websites, or in some instances, to reposition the products in its retail stores, because the products were part of a 2,000-item display for Pride Month, as if Pride Month was Christmas. Pride Month never was Christmas. I don't think it's ever going to be Christmas. You never know what's going to happen in the future. But there was no reason for Target to spend all the time, money, resources, and then retail floor space promoting 2,000 different items for Pride Month in the front of all of their stores. A video of a Target customer in a store's kids section showed LGBT clothing and books for sale. A tag on a child's dress read, thoughtfully fit on multiple body types and gender expressions. Another clothing tag said, Pride toddler legging. One piece of clothing had a tag saying, quote, tuck-friendly construction. Two books being sold in the kids section were titled, quote, glad you came out, and, quote, I'm so happy that you're queer. Some of the items in Target's Pride collection were designed by UK-based designer Ab Pralin, who identifies as a transgender gay man and is a proclaimed Satanist. Quote, to make matters worse, when recently confronted on national TV about these products, Target CEO Brian Cornell tried to sweep the controversy under the rug by flat out lying, stating, quote, well, I think you and I both know those weren't true, consumers research stated. Over at Nordstrom, luxury store chain Nordstrom is affiliated with the Human Rights Campaign, which runs the Welcoming School program. The program aims to create LGBT and gender-inclusive schools, prevent bias-based bullying, and support transgender and non-binary students. HRC gives Nordstrom a 100 out of 100 score for its promotion of LGBT policies at the workplace. Over the past years, Nordstrom has donated almost $1 million to support LGBT activities. It has taken part in over 35 Pride festivals and parades across the nation. At Home Depot has also teamed up with HRC for the Welcoming Schools program, which consumers research says is specifically geared towards indoctrinating students on how to promote LGBT ideology among vulnerable students under the guise of inclusivity. This kind of corporate discrimination is getting challenged at the state level. Many states are taking action against companies engaging in discriminatory employment policies. In a July 13th letter to CEOs of Fortune 100 companies, so those are like the top 100 companies, attorneys general from 13 states pointed out that the United States Supreme Court's ruling against race-based admissions in colleges should place every employer and contractor on notice of the illegality of racial quotas and race-based preferences in employment and contracting practices. Quote, if your company previously resorted to racial preferences or naked quotas to offset its bigotry, that discriminatory path is now definitely closed. The letter said, your company must overcome its underlying bias and treat all employees, all applicants, and all contractors equally without regard to race. In June, a jury in New Jersey directed Starbucks to pay over $25 million in compensation to a white former employee who accused the company of firing her because of her race. Speaking to the Epoch Times, which is where this article originally came from, Dan Mornoff, executive director of the American Civil Rights Project, suggested that more such cases could soon come to court. Quote, when the plaintiff's bar sees that these are real sources of recovery, I would be surprised if you didn't see a lot more of these cases being brought. States like New Jersey, New York, and California have laws against discrimination. with most of these statutes having provisions for uncapped punitive damages. Uncapped punitive damages means there is absolutely no limit to the amount that someone could sue a company for and get paid in punitive damages. Punitive damages are damages to punish the company for the discriminatory behavior against the employee. So those damages could exceed any actual loss. So if somebody lost a job opportunity and maybe that cost them a couple of $100,000, you could still potentially sue for millions under punitive damages, with the idea being that you could punish the company punitively so that they never do something like this again. When you're talking about uncapped punitive damages and entities that are among the largest in the world, it's difficult to even put into words the scale of that Pandora's box of liability that corporate directors have chosen to open. Because these companies are such big companies that, yes, they could potentially pay a single person millions of dollars in damages. It wouldn't put the company out of business, but it would change that company's behavior from being so discriminatory, even if they think it's for a good reason, or they want to say, well, it's because we want to add more women to the payroll. We want to give more BIPOC people more opportunities. We've got to get more non-binary people in management roles. So we're going to exclude everyone else other than non-binary people. They're not legally actually allowed to do that federally, but certainly these states with these extra non-discriminatory laws put these companies in a position that you can't do that in that state. That means they don't need to bring a federal lawsuit. They can bring a state lawsuit. When I do videos talking about specific companies that have these kinds of discriminatory policies, a lot of times people tend to ask, hey, okay, so give me a list of companies that is not discriminatory. I don't have that list. Yes, there's publicsquare.com. There are companies that say they are not into identity politics at all. Maybe on publicsquare.com, you find a couple of companies like that you'd like to work with. At the same time, I can tell you this, there have been problems with Walmart before, but Walmart is a great substitution for Target. Walmart is not pushing the agenda anywhere near the way Target is trying to push the agenda. I recently bought some things online from Walmart. It worked out great for me. It was very affordable, and it was kind of like the quality of products that Target used to have, because I can't go buying things from Target anymore, not with what this company has been doing. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.